Okay, hello everybody. Today we're here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in Callan Sim's Bell 206B3 helicopter. We have a 40 nautical mile flight from Orlando Executive Oscar Romeo Lima to Fantasy of Flight Airport and Museum Foxtrot Alpha 08. We are flying with the livery for the real-life Chopper 2 WESH news cam out of Orlando, so it should be an awesome flight. Let's hop into the pilot seat here and get started. So we've got our window cracked open to let a little bit of air, and if you look back, we've got our crack news team for WESH with us for today's story. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. So we'll head up here and we'll check that all of our switches are off and our rotor brake is disengaged. We'll head down here, check that our fuel valve is off. We'll check that our flight controls are free and correct. Head over to the collective, make sure that it has full travel up and down. We'll rotate the throttle past the stop, back again, make sure the stop engages the idle stop. That all looks good. So now we'll head back up here, turn on the anti-collision lights, and turn on the battery. We'll silence the horn. We'll test the annunciators by pressing the little switch here on the panel. They all look good. We'll go over here and test the totalizer. If I can get the mouse over the little button there. That looks good. We've closed the fuel valve. It's on and guarded. We'll turn on the hydraulics. Head up here and check that the boost pump circuit breakers are both pushed in. They are. We'll check that our prop area is clear. Clear prop. I guess rotor. Clear rotor. I don't know. I don't fly helicopters. And we'll press the starter switch. So we're watching for it to get to 12 to 15%. Before introducing any fuel by rotating the throttle to idle. We're there. You can hear it kicking in. We're going to watch for a good start. And you can see that the rotor is starting to come up to speed, and I just love the sounds on this aircraft. You can see that we've got a good start. So next we're going to head up to the panel and we can get our generator on. There we go. And the annunciator light is extinguished. We'll close the window here to buffer a little bit of the noise, turn on the avionics, put on our headset, and switch over to our real-life David Clark's.
Alright, avionics are on. How do you hear? I am using my real-life David Clark aviation headset. It's identical to the one that you can see hanging here in the helicopter. Once the avionics get booted up, we'll dial in ATIS and
Orlando
get the weather.
Executive Airport, information Lima. 2253 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 2A. Dew point 26. Altimeter 3003. Arriving and departing runways 731. Visual approaches in use. Advise on course
Winds calm,
heading,
visibility 10,
altitude,
looks pretty good. We do have some rain off in the distance, which we'll cover in the brief, but I think it's going to be a good night for a flight.
VFR departures contact clearance delivery on 128.45. Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima.
Alright, the ATIS set for VFR departures to contact clearance delivery, so let's give them a call. Orlando Executive Clearance, Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, request VFR departure to the west at 2500, destination Foxtrot Alpha 08 with information Lima.
Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, Executive Clearance, clearance on request, stand by. Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, Executive Clearance, cleared out of the Orlando Executive Airspace. Maintain VFR at or below 2500 feet. Departure on 135.3, squawk 5526.
Cleared out of Orlando Executive, maintain VFR at or below 2500, departure 135.3, squawk 5526, Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet. A current quirk of SayIntentions is that clearance delivery always wants to clear you out of their airspace even if they're not a Bravo.
Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, read that correct.
Alright, open up ForeFlight and take you through the flight brief. So we're departing from Orlando Executive, which is a Class Delta beneath the Class Bravo of Orlando. If we look at the weather, it's skies clear, calm wind, and we've got VFR weather for the next couple hours, although we do get some clouds rolling in with ceilings around 3,000 to 4,000. We're going to fly west, remaining underneath the Bravo shelf that starts at 2,000, so we'll remain at 1,500 until we get to Lake Sherwood. Then we're going to turn south, climb to 2,500, and keep ourselves between the Disney TFR and Universal Studios. You can see that the shelf here is 4,000, so our 2,500 will still let us avoid getting a Bravo clearance. Once we arrive at Disney Springs, which should be very easy to spot, we're going to turn southwest and follow Interstate 4. And we're going to keep following 4 until we arrive at a VFR reporting point, which is the intersection with Highway 27. Then we'll continue following 4, and that should take us right to this collection of lakes where Foxtrot Alpha 08 is. We do have some rain in Florida around this time. If I animate the weather, you can see that there's little patches of it to our southwest, just beyond our flight path, but I don't think it's going to give us any trouble for our short flight tonight. The livery that we're flying with today is actually a real-life news helicopter for Chopper 2 WESH out of Orlando. Chopper 2 has its own Facebook page. I'll put the link in the video details if you'd like to scroll through it and see the real photos of Chopper 2, what the setup looks inside for taking camera shots for the news, and even some video of its pilot, Chopper Dan, bringing you the news. Where we're heading is a real-life museum, Fantasy of Flight, which is an airport that has a huge airport collection. So for our fantasy flight tonight, we're going to do a news story there for an event that's happening just after sunset. Orlando Executive Ground, Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, Northwest Ramp, taxi for West departure with information Lima.
Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, Executive Ground, taxi to runway 7 via Charlie Echo Alpha, cross runway 13, then Alpha 8.
Taxi runway 7 via Charlie Echo Alpha, cross runway 13, then Alpha 8, Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet. And I have to say, SayIntentions taxiing has been right on lately. Awesome improvements. Alright, here we go. Guys, this is where you discover that I am not a real-life helicopter pilot. I've never flown a helicopter, and I find attempting to fly even simulated helicopters incredibly difficult. A friend of the channel, Faux Flight, has coined the term hover struggle instead of hover taxi. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to hover struggle our way through those taxi instructions eventually to runway 7. I won't play the entire hover struggle because we'll be sitting here watching me try to spend 15 minutes getting there, but we'll play a couple clips here of me bouncing up and down and trying not to crash into the pavement.
Tower on 118.7, when ready for departure. Have a great day. Via Bravo Charlie will hold short of runway 25. Have a good day. Bye, Marcy.
Orlando Executive, sailing 90527 at ramp, ready for taxi with information uniform.
Embraer 225 Echo Mike, follow the King Air, then hold short of runway tree 0. Following the King Air, holding short of runway tree 0, Embraer 225 Echo Mike.
Alright, amazingly we're still alive, so we're going to set it down right here at the hold short lines, hopefully gently, hopefully, oh that was pretty good, and get ourselves set up for takeoff. Orlando Executive Tower, Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, holding short runway 7 at Alpha 8, ready for departure.
Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, Executive Tower, runway 7, winds 145 at 4, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 7, Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet. Alright, here we go. What's cool about the SayIntentions ATC that you may have noticed as I was taxiing here is you heard a lot of calls for Orlando Executive, and it has multiplayer live traffic that you can enable, but it also remembers and saves live multiplayer traffic for the airport that you're going, so you'll hear sort of canned real-life calls from other SayIntentions pilots at the area where you are landing, taking off, and it really adds a lot of life to it. You know, even when you're on something like VATSIM, a lot of times you don't have pilots in your area, so I like hearing it. Alright, we're going to accelerate here in ground effect until we get up to at least 40 knots, and whoa, oh my gosh, how we are careening out of control. I noticed that at lower speeds the helicopter tends to swing back and forth very easily, but as you finally get up to speed it tends to be a bit more stable. Alright, we're looking a little bit better. Sort of.
Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, contact departure.
Over to departure, 7 Yankee Juliet. Orlando approach, helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, level 1,500.
Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, Jacksonville Center, radar contact.
Giving radar Whiskey November Delta, would like to hold at Sierra Lima 32 Charlie due to altitude.
Little hiccup there, clearance delivery gave me Jacksonville Center instead of Miami approach.
Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, Jacksonville Center, contact Orlando approach on 119.4.
Over to Orlando approach on 119.4, helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet. Orlando approach, helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, level 1,500.
Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, Orlando approach. Good evening, Orlando altimeter, 30.00.
3000, helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet. Okay, we've got the east-west expressway underneath us. We're going to follow it west looking for Lake Sherwood.
At your 1 o'clock, about 3 miles out, you'll see the beautiful Lake Apopka. This lake is one of the largest in Florida, covering over 30,000 acres. It's a haven for wildlife, especially birds, making it a popular spot for bird watchers.
CF27 descent 2,500 feet, cleared ILS approach, runway 27, easy 027.
Here's your first waypoint, so we can turn and start flying south.
American 516, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Climbing to flight level 310, American 516.
Land 2367, cleared for the visual runway 16 left approach.
Just off to our right is the TFR for Disney, which extends up to 3,000 feet. We're at 2,500, so we don't want to go into that. To ensure we don't go into that, we're going to stay east here of Lake Tibet, which will keep us out of the TFR.
Cleared for the ILS, runway 25 right approach, proceed direct to Shell and down to 3,500, American 2471.
At our 1 o'clock, about 2 miles out, you can see Disney Springs, a shopping and entertainment complex that opened in 2015. It was formerly known as Downtown Disney and has undergone significant transformations over the years. Disney Springs features a variety of shops, restaurants, and attractions, making it a popular destination for tourists and locals alike. The area is designed to reflect Florida's waterfront towns with beautiful lakes and walkways. You might spot the iconic Aerophile balloon ride, which offers breathtaking views of the entire Walt Disney World Resort. The complex is a hub for families, friends, and Disney enthusiasts looking to enjoy a magical experience outside the theme parks. So, if you ever find yourself in the area, it's a great place to unwind and soak in the Disney atmosphere.
Alright, from here it's just following Interstate 4 right to our destination.
Southwest, departure, Southwest 3241, with you.
At our 1 o'clock, about 7 kilometers away, you'll see the Bell family farm and apiary. This charming spot is not just a farm, it's a delightful apiary where honey is produced, and they often host tours for those interested in the fascinating world of bees.
Orlando approach, 123 Whiskey, request, ready. Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood.
Orlando approach, helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, field in sight, request frequency change.
Helicopter 7 Yankee Juliet, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, 7 Yankee Juliet, thanks for the help.
Clear direct VK, climate maintain 15,000, signal 201.
Alright, we picked out our spot to land, which will be on the grass near the ramp. We're not going to land on the ramp because we want to avoid our rotor wash affecting all of those historic aircraft that are parked there. And also there's going to be a lot of pedestrians walking around for the event that we're doing the news story on. So we'll land well out of their way over on the grass. So I'm going to make a big turning arc here to descend down to our approach altitude and also bleed off my speed. We want to get down to about 60 knots here for my approach, which we are looking pretty good. Got the field off to my right there. Keep that in sight. We're going to keep on turning here for our approach over the lake. And you can see the field straight ahead. You can see some of the peach-colored buildings off to the right, and then straight off the nose is the main building. That's white. The ramp extends beyond that, and then the grass area before that. So we're aiming for that grass area straight off the nose here. Here we go. This is the super hard part, landing the helicopter. And perfect timing. Look, they're turning on all of the lights just as we arrive. Bleed off some of that speed. Align ourselves. Oop, went up a little bit. And try to slow for a touchdown. And a little hard. And still sliding forward, but not terrible. Alright, we're going to get everything shut down on the helicopter. And be sure to stay tuned for just a quick tour of this awesome freeware airport. Check out the video details if you'd like to download it. So this was a lot of fun. It was beautiful flying at sunset, flying with live weather. Don't mind my head tracking going crazy there for a second. That happens when it catches reflection sometimes. But we'll head up here and start turning things off. And then we'll hop out and give you a quick tour of this amazing freeware airport. So I hope you enjoy realistic general aviation flying like this. If you do, be sure to click that like button, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, as always, for flying along with me, and stay tuned for further flight adventures.